Welcome back. Exactly 1 week from today, we will learn from the National Park Service when they expect our beloved cherry blossoms around the tidal basin to hit peak bloom.
Yeah, that's when 70% of the trees are fully blooming. So how exactly do they make that call? Abby Rico went straight to the sources at the National Park Service and National Cherry Blossom Festival to verify.
Watching grass grow is for the bored, but predicting blossoms bloom is best for the brave.
And no small amount of pressure.
A pressure felt by Michael Litterist and the National Park Service each year leading up to their peak bloom prediction, which drops in late February to early March.
It puts us close enough that we can make an educated prediction. So much of this is contingent upon what's the high temperature going to be leading up to peak bloom. Really, that's only reliable about 10 days out.
He explains the countdown begins once trees reach dormancy over the winter. From there, Park Service counts degree days, when the high temp of each day contributes to a grand total of 217.
That's when peak bloom is going to occur. A day in the 70s is going to give you more points towards that than a day in the 50s or the 40s.
They also watch the indicator tree, which pretty reliably blooms about 2 weeks ahead of the others, plus historic patterns, even what other trees are starting to flower.
All of that goes into the mix so that hopefully on March 1st, we come up with a 4-day window for when peak bloom is going to occur.
As for this year's March 1st date, there's nothing magic about it. Litterist says it's just the soonest making a prediction makes sense.
Cherry Blossom Festival is sort of unique in that it's planned not by the calendar, but by the thermometer. We know that reservations are going to start to be made shortly after that, and we hope that we're not going to have to adjust that at all afterwards.
So can't ask you for any insider information?
You can ask, but I don't have any insider information. The trees are the ones that have the information, and they're not talking.
But I know here at the Weather Center, Chester, we're going to be talking about the blossom forecast.
Right.
Literally step by step coming up here.
Exactly. And we give you those updates. What happens is we get those updates straight from the National Park Service, and then we'll relay them to you as soon as possible. We've got basically it's 5 stages until that peak bloom. So we'll be watching and tracking that all spring long, if you will, until we get to peak bloom, which I suspect is going to come a little bit earlier than
That's kind of
previous
the prediction.
years.
Yeah, you know, and if you haven't heard the phrase peduncle elongation before, you're going to hear it quite a bit, and it'll become one of your new favorite DC words.
I feel like a lot of people just want to say those 2 words. For some reason, I can't figure it out.
Peduncle elongation.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to talk about with cherry blossoms, and right now on our website, we have an article on the 11 different varieties of cherry blossoms right here in DC. You can check it out on WUSA9.com and our mobile app.